place I find my peace. Gearhead archery, my soul sanctuary. Each shot I take helps set me free. With every bullseye, I feel alive. All right, welcome to this week's edition of Turkey Talk Radio. Hope everyone's having a great Wednesday all across the good old US of A. It is April 29th, 2026. It is Turkey Talk Radio on the Outdoor Call Radio Network. We're also live streaming on the Outdoor Call Radio Facebook page, and we've got a lot to talk about. Hope everyone's doing well. I am going to, we got some stories to tell you. I've got Iowa Department of Natural Resources turkey biologist Jim Coffey coming on, and we're going to talk about where the birds are at and some of the stuff and why the birds so heavy this year. It's crazy. So let me go ahead and see if I can dial Jim up here real quick because I know he's always got stuff to do, and we'll get him on the line. Good to see you out there on Facebook land.
It's Jim.
Jim, it's Outdoors Dan. Welcome to Turkey Talk Radio. How you doing?
Good, Dan.
Beautiful Wednesday today. Did you go out in the woods at all today?
I was absolutely out in the woods today. Yes, it was a beautiful day.
What was you doing in the woods?
Sitting and relaxing and enjoying, listening to turkeys and all the other birds.
I got a hen. She must have a nest behind the house. She must be. I know we've got some turkey on the Des Moines River here on the south side of town. And she came out and was eating in the food plot a little bit today. So that's 2 or 3 times I've seen her now. It's neat to see her in the city. City turkeys.
Yes. Well, don't say that because that's another whole issue for me.
Uh-oh. Is that bad?
Well, city turkeys are a different breed of birds we have to deal with.
No.
So,
Well,
not all turkeys are loved by everybody.
Oh, I love turkeys. It makes me feel a little more relaxed and happy when I see a turkey, Jim.
I appreciate that. I wish there were more people that had that sentiment. We're a diverse group of people.
Send them my way. I'll handle it for you. So, first of all, I want to thank you for whatever the DNR is doing this year because I got to tell you, the turkeys are freaking huge this year. I got and actually, folks, I called Jim on Sunday when I got my second Iowa bird. And I said, hey, I just want to call and thank you for doing some great stuff on turkey management this year, Jimmy. And I did, didn't I?
You did.
Yeah.
I'll take every credit whether I deserve it or not.
It was hey Tyler, hey Jeremy Lee, what's going on, guys? It was a good season. It was man, I tell you what, it's just this year was so a little bit weird because everything was so thick in the woods and greened up. I mean, I'm used to first season and almost second season. You can see in the timber a long ways, you can hear better. And with all that rain and warmer weather, man, it was green and thick, and you couldn't hear a lot like you could.
Yeah, the phenology really has changed this year, and now we're looking at some frost on Friday, and the grasses have slowed down a little bit, it's cooled down a little bit. So, but today, actually, the last 2-3 days, the oak trees have really flowered and blossomed. So we're still progressing, but you're right, we were ahead of time. Now we're kind of slowing down a little bit. It's been kind of a goofy year.
Yeah, it's been goofy for sure. So where are the turkey? Well, like I said, whatever they're, I guess that's why the birds are heavier. Because I normally, if I remember right, 24 and a half, maybe 25 pounds is a good bird here at home for me when I'm getting them. But 26 and 27 this year, I mean, they were a little heftier.
Yeah, it just kind of depends on, what they're, in most cases, what the winter was like. Most birds actually put weight on through the winter.
Yeah.
As long as they've got good resources. We had a tremendous acorn crop last year. I was still walking on thousands of uneaten acorns this morning that even the mice and the squirrels haven't gotten to. So that's a lot of calories. Of course, we've got waste grain in Iowa that helps.
Yeah.
Then typically during the breeding season, especially those adult males, they'll eat, but they're switching to grasses and they're not spending a great part of their day eating. So they'll actually lose some weight, which is why they have that big breast sponge on their breast. A lot of people refer to as turkey snot, that loose fat.
Yeah.
And they'll burn that up during the breeding season. So a lot of them will lose weight during the breeding season. So
yeah, my birds had a lot of fat on them. I'm telling you,
yep.
They did. They really did. Skippy Peterson up in Wisconsin at Gearhead. How you doing, my buddy? Bill Strike, how you doing? Thanks for watching. Appreciate you. So how is the turkey numbers looking? The kids, I think you told me, did really good.
We did well. Yeah, again, it's difficult with the way we've changed our license structure for kids. So I'll look at that at the end of the year. They buy what's called a youth license, which gets them to 3 days prior to the regular seasons. But that license is good until filled. So they can use it for the whole entire 4 seasons. So we'll look at that license specifically by its sale date. Then I'll go back and I'll look at when those birds were actually harvested to see how many people took advantage of that first 3 days. But overall, I think we were at about 15 or 9, I think it was 1,900 birds that were harvested that first 3 days. So really well. And traditionally, our youth actually have a better success rate than our adult hunters do.
Yeah. Well, I'm just glad to see a lot of the success stories. Now, I have got some frustrated hunters out there, and they're telling me that they're not coming to the deeks.
Yeah.
They don't they could care less about the calling, and I always just tell them, hey, listen, just be patient. I know like that one I told you about on Sunday, the day before. Lou, I hope I'm saying that right. Louie up in Wisconsin, how you doing, buddy? Jacob, how you doing? Jake from State Farm, good to see you. That one time skirted me the day before, and I had to
Yep.
wait a couple days because of the rain, and then I got back out, and I was able to call in. I called in 7 or 8 different times on Sunday, and I saw something Sunday in all my years of turkey hunting, Jimmy, and I've been hunting for a long time. I've seen jakes and stuff chase each other around and stuff, but I called this one gobbler in, and then the woods just kind of erupted, and Tom, 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 Tom. I had 7, 8 toms out there, and then they started running around chasing each other, and it's like, what in the heck is going on?
What that tells you is there's lots of hens with their butts on eggs.
Is that what it
And
is? Okay.
yeah, the gobblers are still pretty worked up, and obviously there's still hens that are being bred, but we're entering that phase of a lot of eggs being laid, and we've got birds that are incubating now in Iowa, and so those excuse me, those male birds are so worked up, they've just got all that testosterone, they got to let it out. So they're chasing each other, they're gobbling to each other, they're doing gobbler things because the hens just aren't there right now.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean there aren't hens that get busted up or hens that still aren't breeding, but it's not that early season where you think of a big group of hens all coming into a strutting field, like we traditionally think about. Now you're seeing individual hens come to gobblers. The gobblers are still moving and searching a little bit, but they're starting to search more and they're looking for that individual hen, not the group of hens.
Well, Sunday was finally nice. We had no wind, so I
Yeah.
called those toms off across the road from another property.
And
And
that makes a big difference too. Yep.
yeah, it was nice. It was good to see. Chris Loverdowski in PA, good to see you. AJ, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you, AJ. That's my singing buddy. Jeremy Lee, good to see you. Rax and Trax Taxidermy, good to see everybody there. Well, I got to tell you, we're in fourth season. Can you believe we're in fourth season already?
It goes so quick. We wait all year and it just flies by, doesn't it?
No, I'm telling you. It's just
Crazy.
it
Yep.
is it's crazy. So what do you got? What do you got for the hunters out there still trying to get their tags punched?
Well, so the big thing that I would say right now, obviously, we love the early morning gobbles. Today when I was out, they were done at 6:15, 6:20, which tells you they still got some hens with them. They're flying down. If you're hunting pressured birds, they're going to be quiet. They've had people around them. They do learn. They do listen to the woods just like we listen. So they're going to be a little more quiet. So you really got to be scanning the woods right now, looking for movement, making sure it's a gobbler. But he's looking too. He's not just coming in gobbling like we like him to.
Yeah.
And then the thing I would really remember people is that 2 o'clock bird is the good bird right now, because that hen is coming out in the morning. She is getting bred if she hasn't been bred or going to lay her eggs. And then by when it starts to warm up, he's out moving. He's still out there. He may not be as vocal, but he's still moving around looking to see what's happening.
Well, that's what happened on my first bird. I hunted. I called in 3 birds, but it was so cold and windy. And then about 9:30, 10 o'clock, I actually went back behind the ridge and got out of the wind. And at 12:30, I had one finally working my way, and I got that was my first bird. But I only called in this last week. I was hunting with my buddies up at Minerva Creek, big game hoisting systems. Thanks to Brett and everybody. And I only called in 2 hens. Before
Yep.
I could call hens in all day, but so hopefully they're laying eggs.
Well, they're incubating eggs right now,
Yeah.
absolutely incubating eggs. But that peak will come here in the next week or two. By the second week of May, most of your hens should have been through their first attempt. And it takes 28 days, 30 days to incubate that egg. So if they're coming on now, we'll be looking at seeing poults coming off, around 1st of June or so. But yeah, the hens are not moving, and unfortunately, the juvenile hens usually are not really good first nesters or even really bad second nesters
Yeah.
if their nest gets busted. So they're the ones that kind of screw you up because they're looking to be social.
Yeah.
So when they're out and about, if they do hear that gobbler, they're willing to come in and they'll screw you up as bad as anybody.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you on Sunday, like I said, I had the one Tom out there in the CRP. I could see his tip of his tail fan, and he gobble a couple times, and then he just sit there and went back and forth. And I said, okay. And I quit calling. And then he kind of went back up the hill to like, I thought, is that bird going up there to look down my way to see if he can, maybe he's looking to see if he can see what he's calling to, but and then I just started doing some excited yelps, and then I started cutting at them, and that's when all them other toms came out, and then they went around me to behind me, and I was sitting right next to a clover field about 40 yards to my left, and when they went behind me, I just did a couple 2 or 3 note yelps, and then they gobbled, but then they got quiet, and I said, all right, I'm not calling for an hour, and I put my calls down. Boy, that is so hard to do when you know there's toms right there to put your call down. But you got to do that sometimes, folks. And again, I am not a pro turkey caller. I am an average turkey caller. I've always been an average turkey caller. I will always be an average turkey caller. But if I can do it, you can do it. But when I did that, Jim, I learned this a long time ago, and you and I have talked about this before. They're going to lose interest and leave, or they're going to get mad or curious and come in, and that's what
Yeah.
happened. The next thing I know, I started hearing, he,
That's the beauty of it is if they're still strutting and you can hear that, obviously they're pretty close.
yeah,
But right now it's those silent gobblers that get you because I don't care how green it is, their eyesight is so much better than ours. They're
yeah,
gonna see us move before, if you're not using the blind, they're gonna see us move before we see them. And when they come in silent, but you're right, putting that call down for half an hour or an hour is the hardest thing in the world to do. But sometimes that's the most seductive thing to do
well,
to get that gobbler to break.
he popped out and he just kept looking. He kept looking over there and he just stopped. And I'm
Yeah.
going, well, you bugger. And he didn't gobble or nothing. So I grabbed down, I turned the cameras on, and then I reached down and I got my Rupert Slate call. And I just did this. I just went, and that's all I did. And he couldn't take it. He came in.
Yeah.
Just did
Yeah.
those soft little contentment clucks.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
And if you're hunting in deep woods too, I often like to just rake my hands in the leaves and act like I'm scratching.
Yeah.
Because on a windy day they can still hear those leaves scratching, but those hens may be quiet. And it just gives them a little more confidence that there's something down there that they need to be working their way that way. They may not come like a dead run like you see in all the videos, but they'll take their time. They got all day to get there.
Yeah.
They'll take their time. They'll work their way down to you.
Yeah. Well, that first one came in. He had an 11.5 inch beard, and when he was coming in, he was just I kept hearing that song just a swinging, you know. That's such a beautiful thing, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Hardest thing I hate is seeing those little Jake beards when they don't stick out and
Yeah.
it's dark and they're faced the wrong direction. It's like, does he have a beard? It's definitely a gobbler, but does he have a beard long enough or not?
Yeah. Well, I got both my birds tagged before I left the field, and I called them in when I got back up to where I had good service. So,
Excellent.
yeah, so I got all my stuff reported in. Anything you want to tell the folks before I cut you loose?
Well, just to remind people, we're lucky in Iowa, some states as well, that we can hunt all day. So there's still plenty of opportunity. We're just stepping into day one of the fourth season. So we're going to have a great all weather all next week. Just find some time to get out and enjoy it.
Absolutely. All right, Jimmy, thank you so much. Iowa Department of Natural Resources turkey biologist. Anything else, sir?
No, just again, just be safe in the woods. Enjoy the few days we've got left because it's a long wait till next spring.
Oh, I'm telling you, isn't that sad? And, well, we're gonna start
It makes
hanging.
it sweeter.
I know. Just going.
We'll
I'm.
be talking about hanging deer stands next week.
Nah. Next thing up for me is putting out mock scrapes for deer and getting more trail cameras out.
I did find a mushroom today, so mushrooms are still up too.
Well,
So
you're better than I am because
yeah,
I have to almost fall on them before I see them.
yeah.
It's just it's crazy. So I love to hear. I love the DNR app makes recording so easy. Jeremy says.
About 95% of our people now use the app to respond to the surveys and to the reporting for deer and turkey, and I just can't reiterate enough how important that is. It gives us an idea of in Iowa, especially we report by county, so it gives an idea of harvest by county. We can go back and look at the date that that harvest occurred. It helps us with our season settings and any other rule changes that we need to be thinking about. So, you know, it is the law, but it's just as a conservationist, it's the easiest thing you can do is report that harvest.
Yeah. Brent Snakenberg says to tell you hi. Jeff says 11 and a half inch beard. That's the ZZ top of turkeys. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate that. And I think I'm all caught up. Jimmy, wait a minute. My wife and I found a bunch of golden oyster mushrooms today. There you go.
Yep. The other mushrooms are really, of course, I'm looking for morels, but there's lots of other good funguses out there right now that make sure you identify them before you eat them.
Yeah,
But
the funguses among us.
yeah, but we had those 80-degree temps and all that rain, and there's a lot of people out. And that's one thing I would remind turkey hunters too. There are other people in the woods, even if it's on public land or private land, that are out there doing some things. So just be cautious. And if you're one of those people that are enjoying the woods and not hunting, put an orange hat on.
Yeah.
You know, you're not scaring anybody. Just put the orange hat on so we all know what's going on and you're
Yeah.
safe in the woods.
Yeah, do not wear red or blue or white when you're out there in the turkey woods. Please.
No,
Yeah,
no.
don't. Yeah. Mountain Man up in Pennsylvania says tell you hi.
Appreciate it very much. I
That
miss New York. I miss Pennsylvania.
yeah, they're good folks out there, aren't they? Yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful country.
Yeah. Jimmy, be good. I'll talk to you soon. Let me know if you need anything, pal.
I appreciate it very much. Everybody be safe.
Thanks, Jim. There he goes, Jim Coffey, everybody. Fine feller right there. He does a good job. All right, give me a. I'm gonna take like a 2 minute break here and thank some people, and we'll be right back and continue this conversation on Turkey Talk Radio. Don't go nowhere.
OnX Hunt helps hunters be more successful in the field each season with maps of all public and private land
What's up,
and a fully
everybody?
functional GPS without service. The app, trusted by over 6 million users, has just released a bunch of new features to help you on your next hunt. New aerial imagery options like leaf off, recent imagery updated every 2 weeks with historic look back, and imagery on demand. On top of that, OnX is reinventing the trail camera market by syncing your hunt app with multiple cell camera manufacturers and helping to organize and analyze your photos. You can also now view your maps in Dash when driving to your next hunting location. These are just a few of the many updates OnX has for this hunting season. Try OnX Hunt free for 7 days or go to onxmaps.com/hunt and use code X for 20% off your new OnX Hunt membership. Try OnX Hunt free for 7 days or go to onxmaps.com/hunt and use code X for 20% off your new OnX Hunt membership.
Have you been looking for an easier way to haul your gear for your outdoor adventures or projects? Well, have you looked at Compass Carts? Compass Carts offers a unique and durable system for all of your outdoor needs. Compass Carts works with your e-bikes for easy loading of your game, gear, or what you need to go from camp, tailgates, or to the project site. They offer several hitch options so you can use your ATV or your side-by-side as well. Compass carts have great suspensions that hold up to big payloads, wheel options that can handle over 300-pound loads while holding up to the harshest terrains with no flats. They also convert to a carrier for your bike or gear by simply loading to your vehicle hitch with ease. So no more struggling to get your deer, elk, or other game and gear back. Just load it on your Compass cart and you're on your way. For more information, check them out, compasscarts.com, or find a dealer near you.
My gearhead, don't you know? Climbing to the top with gearhead archery. heart racing as I take aim, my spirit soaring.
All right, welcome back to Turkey Talk Radio. I hope everyone's having a good Wednesday. Got a bunch of folks up here enjoying the day. I want to thank Dieter out at Face Off E-Bikes. I got my brand new e-bike today. Thank you to Todd at Compass Carts. He was kind enough to bring that. They were up in Wisconsin at the deer show, and Todd was able to get that from Dieter for me and bring it down. So can't wait to get out there. I did ride it up and down the street without killing myself, so that's a good thing. Boy, I tell you what, that thing it's a tank. I really, really like that so far. Can't wait to get out there chasing turkeys with that. Tony Casey, what's up, everybody? Good to see us. So we got the big bird contest with Racks and Tracks Taxidermy. Don't forget that if you get a turkey punched, give Jeremy a call. You want the beer length, the spurs, and the weight of the bird, and we're going to have an adult and a youth prize to do that. Thanks to Jeremy and everybody at Racks and Tracks. I want to thank Weeby Knives and everybody that's helping us with that. Rupert's Roost in Peace. Turkey calls. I haven't talked to Rupert in a couple days. I kind of miss. I got to see what he's up to. Must be busy. Let's see here. I had a couple of people ask me what broadhead I've been using. It's Speed broadhead. I went 100 grain aluminum is what I'm using for the turkeys. Jeff was using the titanium chisel tips. Both of us had really good luck with them. As a matter of fact, the second bird I just shot, I went and cleaned it off, and it's back in my quiver. It's in great shape. So both of my birds, the farthest they went was 10 feet. So I mean, I got them flopping on camera. So just they do a great job. They'll do a good job for you. You can find those at Bass Pro or a store near you. Ask for Speed broadheads. Good mechanicals. And I want to thank Skippy at Gearhead real quick. I hurt my, I told you guys I hurt my shoulder in Pennsylvania 2 weeks ago, and I dialed that bow back, and man, I had to hold a little bit on this last bird. And I'm pulling 51 pounds, and I was at full draw, and boy, it just didn't bother me. It didn't kill me to hold it back. So Skippy, thank you for engineering a wonderful bow. Actually had 2 people call me this week want to order bows now. So, and Jeremy Lee got him a turkey with his gearhead, his brand new gearhead. Loverdowski, I know, is out there with that Disruptor 24. We got a lot of folks punching tags with gearheads. Rob, the Mountain Man's got a gearhead. So, and Philip got him a couple birds with his gearhead. We're on a roll. Gearhead's on a roll. Predator camo, been wearing that. Thanks to everybody at Predator. The stuff's kept me nice and warm and comfortable. Just really solid. I'm gonna have some gift cards to give out as prizes here in a couple. I'm trying to wait a little bit. Can you already saw he's already gone, Aaron? I'm sorry, buddy. He's already gone. Why is it okay for people to sell morel mushrooms, but if they get in trouble for selling it, it's not okay for them to sell it? I don't think. You got to get something from the Department of Agriculture, Aaron, on that. Not the DNR has nothing to do with that. It's the Department of Agriculture. It's a department. Yeah, I just said the same thing, Jeremy. We're on it, buddy. We're on it. How about that? I got it. There you go. Ah. And hey, I don't think I've ever had this either, and I got to thank Jeremy and Bree for this. They're stuffing my 100th bird for me, and he goes, "Here, this is here's your turkey meat. I got your turkey ready to get mounted." And he goes, "Here's your gallbladder stones." I go, "What?" He goes, "Your stones." And great minds think alike. And I said, "I don't know if I've ever had my stones from the gallbladder of a turkey, but I got a little vial." And I said, "I don't need that." And I go, "You know what? That's cool." It's like, I just can't tell Jenny that's what that is, because she'll make me take it out in the truck and stuff. I'll have to. I'm telling you, that Jeremy Lee, man, he's on everything. He's on it. Jeremy, that meant a lot to me that you went to that extreme to do that for me. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. Also, hey, speaking of Racks and Tracks, I had a couple more people ask me about Outdoor Call Radio hats or tumblers. Get a hold of Jeremy or Bree. If you order a Racks or a Outdoor Call Radio hat or a tumbler, you're going to get a free Weeby hunting knife. Free. You don't have to win it. I think we got 4 or 5 more knives to give away. You're welcome, buddy. Thank you. Just get a hold of Jeremy and work that out with him, and you get a free knife. I dropped those off the other day. Robert, thank you, buddy. Good afternoon. Good to see you. Yeah, I'm excited. So up next is Skippy up in Wisconsin. And then I got to go to the VA tomorrow or what's today? Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday? I'm still waiting for the VA to call me back. I got to have them do something on my shoulder. But I'm on to probably. I don't know if I'm going to have any more hunts after next week, but we'll see. I would love to get up to Pennsylvania. That's what I was wanting to talk to Rupert about. The redemption hunt. It's the redemption tour of Pennsylvania. I put a thing up on Facebook. What state's the hardest one for you to tag? Now I should have been done last year. It's totally my fault. It's my fault. But that state kicks my rear every time I go out there. Great food, great friends, I love that lodge. Every turkey camp. I love staying at turkey camp. The whole thing. The whole time, it's just fun. It's just a lot of fun, and being with Rupee and CJ the DJ and Freddie and Murph and Lieutenant Dan and Mike and Don Warren, just the whole gang. Bob, just seeing everybody is a lot of. That's what's fun, right? Seeing all your buddies. And I'm hoping I make it out there, but I might not make it out there this year. If I don't do it this year, I will be there for sure next year, or I'll come out there and try and maybe do a deer hunt this fall, because I do love hunting out there or being out there with everybody. It's a lot of fun. Everybody's so nice. All right, I told you about the contest. I told you about that. We're gonna have some big. I got Predator gift cards. We're gonna be giving away. I still have some Game Hide gift cards. I'm gonna do a couple mini contests on that on the radio shows and here on the app. And then here we got. We are giving away a deer hunt to our friends out at Slim Knox County Whitetails. It's called the Big Deer Chase. We're going to have Jinxum Sense involved in that. We're going to have Kool-Aid Archery. We're going to have Rupert's Rut in Peace, Grunt Calls, Predator, and there's somebody else in there. I got Racks and Tracks. Jeremy and his family are donating a free deer mount. That's $700 right there. And Chris and Nettie donated the hunt, the lodging, the food, the guiding. So we're gonna start letting you try to win that, qualify to win that in July. We'll give it away at the Deer Classic, okay? But I'm gonna give away some hunting shafts from Kool-Aid, some deer scents before then. For September, October, I'm gonna give some of that stuff away so you can use them to get into the contest. So we're gonna have that all set up. So. Jeremy Lee, write that down what I just said. Making tumblers right now. Jeremy Lee's making tumblers. I like that. Jeremy Lee, I received my hat today and my tumbler and my Weeby knife. Thanks, guys. Robert Nichols, that's awesome. Thank you for doing that, buddy. I appreciate that. Wow, what a day, man. Everybody. And then, hey, I also talked Joe Coy and everybody at Winsent. They got these new 3.0 units. I've been using the 2.0s for years. I love this thing. I'm going to actually give a bunch of these away on the show. We're going to have those. I'll probably wait till July because nobody's wanting deer stuff right now, right? So we'll do that. But these things are totally rechargeable. They got a remote control that you can put a Jinxum scent cartridge in there, and they work really well. You can take that and hang it up as a cover scent behind you in the stand or in your tower blind. You can also hunt on the ground with it. I always take one and put it behind my buck decoy or my doe decoy, whatever I'm using, my DSD, and I use these, and these things are money. So we're going to have a lot of these to have you the ability to win too. We got a lot of stuff to do this year, but I'm excited about that hunt giveaway out at Chris's. So I think that's it. I think I'm done. Anybody got any questions real quick? We'll be back on the air on Saturday on 106.3 KXNO. We are in 4th season right now. That started today, and it's going to run through May 17th. So we still got some time to get some birds, right? Want to say thanks to Predator Camo, Speed Broadheads, Kool-Aid Archery, Gearhead Archery, Rupert's Roost and Peace, Turkey Calls, DSD Decoys, Norlander Socks, everybody, Winsent, Fourth Arrow Cam Arms, that pillar kit. Did you see the video I put on me using that pillar kit to take those turkeys, how much room I had in the blind? Super easy to use. We'll probably give another one of those away before. Austin, what's up? We'll probably give away another one of those before deer season too. Well, those are nice for filming. So, All right, gang. Let me know if you need anything. I'm going to get out of here. Dieter, thank you at Face Off E-Bikes for my bike. That thing's awesome. Opening day Friday in New York State for me. Can't wait. Robert, send me a picture when you get a bird. Everybody out there hunting, plan your hunt your plan. Let me know how things are going. If you need anything, let me know. Otherwise, I'm gonna say good night. And I had a hen in the backyard. It was awesome today. I go, Raven, there's a hen, and Raven goes, woo. Everybody loves Raven. All right, I'm gonna go. Let's get out of here. Turkey Talk Radio is over. Guys, be good. I'll talk to you soon. If you need anything, let me know. Thank you, everybody. Good night.